Hello everybody, I'm Gordy. Today I'm going to be doing up this little LED clock. Directions are pretty easy. There's not a lot on this, but there's a lot of LEDs. A whole bag full of LEDs. Look at all them little fellas. Tons of them. There's 60 LEDs. There's just a few resistors. We got some 20K resistors, 20 kilo ohm resistors. We got some 470 ohm resistors. We got a little battery, and a little cell battery. Some transistors, some ceramic capacitors, there's 10. Those are porcelain capacitors. Big boys. There's a USB port for power. Some switches. We've also got solar cell, thermal cell, crystal, speaker, two chip ports, and the battery. Now the clip for that little battery. Alright, so I think what we're going to start with here first is going to be our, because it doesn't really even tell you. It does not tell you what goes where or anything else. These directions are not good. They're not even in Chinese. It's very, very little directions. So we're going to look at the board, and the board might tell us what goes here, and it does not. So we know that R1 through R9 are these 470 ohm resistors. Let's get all of them out. Stuff going away there. Get all these out. All bent down. Alright. I'll get to working on those resistors here now. What's it? R1 through R9, and where these go. So I'm going to spin this around now to face me. Yeah, R1 through R9. All of those are going to get one of these little capacitors. I'm going to put the yellow to the right. Yellow line on these little fellas. I'm going to put that line over to the right. So that's personal preference. Nothing says what way any of the resistors have to go. Just got to make sure you put your resistors in the right place. There's 4 resistors to go. That's it. Yeah, I'm pretty psyched tonight. We're having biscuits and gravy for dinner. Yeah. And eggs. And my wife's putting some extra sausage in it. Oh, you! I found out too that by shutting off the basement light, it actually helps me get more light on the project, and the camera doesn't get as bad a lighting. I'm also using a different little tripod today too, just trying out a few different things, see what I can get when I can get it a better position. Alright. You know what? Yeah, it's gonna look cooler, I think. I'll make them all face each other. They're cold on the outside. Yeah, this is just personal preference. I'm just switching them around, mix it up a little bit, you know. Oh, and I forgot to put R8 in. Well, I'll be. Better get that one in there too, huh? We're gonna stick that one up too, just to make it look a little bit different. There we go. The ones on the left, the things will be facing outward. Ones on the right, they'll be facing inward. There we go. That makes sense. Hopefully, it makes sense. And we'll get the other resistors in. It's going to be 10 through 15. That's where they're going to go. And then once we get those in, then we'll get to soldering them in place. Make sure they're all nice and put in a good spot so they don't fall out or anything. Alright, then we got these other resistors. So they gave us one extra of each, which is cool. But I'm not going to remember where it is anyways, so it doesn't really matter right now. Let's go in the last resistor spots. Flip her over and solder them in place. Lots of little pieces. Them LEDs too. 60 LEDs in this thing. And well, pots and pans falling down upstairs. This one does have a case that comes with it. I haven't undone any of the protective coating on the case yet. All that protective coating is still on the case. Alright, so let's get to soldering here, huh? Alrighty. Here's that tool of solder that I got. Still have a little bit of that in too, so. I don't think that this has a resin in it. I really do not think that that solder has a resin inside of it. So we're going to go to my 1.6 because I do not think that that resin right there, that thing of solder has resin. This one I know does. Lots of legs. Well, hopefully everyone's doing well. You know, if you're taking the time to watch the video, hopefully you're doing well. Probably could have done this a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? Just a little different. There we go. A little bit of solder. Alright. I'm gonna tip off there. And get to snipping them legs off. Alrighty. So we got that part done. Now the resistors are in place, the smaller ones. Oh, that one's floating a little bit. I'm gonna push them a little bit more here. There we go. Now they're not floating. And there's a little bit too. Alright, now they're all nice and smooth on the board. Oh man. Alright. Oh, got one shot at me there. Mass down in there, man. mess there. There we go. Alright, there's a mess right there. No. Alright, got it. There we go. I was going to have to resolder those up a little bit, but luckily I did not have to. Luckily I did not have to. Drink there. Alright, so there's all the resistors. Alright, let's see what capacitors go. Alright, so we have this fella, he goes into C1. Let me find C1, there's both. And that is a capacitor that you do have to know positive and negative from. And it says it right on there what it is. Alright, these little fellas here, I believe they go into C1 and C2. No, that's going to be the other ones. So the only way I could really figure that out is the spacing and the spacing for the legs to go in for the capacitors, since there was no information on which ones are which. Okay, get them capacitors soldered in now. Okay, the other fella's soldered in now. Okie dokie. There's solder, there's soldering gun. Alright, that part done. Go in there and snip them little legs out here. So there's, or I know it doesn't focus in right or anything, sorry. Doing this on limited knowledge right now of the cameras and lighting and all that. I'm hoping to learn through doing, you know. That's a bad solder spot right there. So one of the spots is very, very horrible looking. There we go. Fixed it. There we go. I had one spot that was pretty bad looking on it. So there's, currently that's what we've got. Alright, let's see here. Get that fella in right here. Come out there more. Alright, let us go with, we'll go with our USB port. Put that in there. Next. So with the USB port, it's very, 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 very tiny. I'm going to try to bend in the legs a little bit. So we're going to do this a little bit of a different way. Okay? I'm going to put a little dab, a little bit of solder on there. Only one of the small little feet holes for it. And should be able to just pop that little fella into it. There we go. Okay, now it is in spot where I can and it's hot. Careful with that part, okay? Using a little bit of solder inside of them spots here. I just kind of just tune the spot a little bit with the solder. I think I'm gonna get some of that out of there. It's a little cup looking. I don't like it. There we go. Now, get our USB port on there now. Let's get them LEDs going on. Find out what goes where and everything else here. There's a lot of LEDs, man, tons of them. I'm going to put the blues in first because there's very, very few blues compared to the reds. So I'm going to put the blues in first. And put them in at the main locations. Like I said, the directions do not say which go where, but I'm going to have to take a guess. The blues are going to be fewer, so they're going to be at the primary spots here along the board. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. positions. There's way fewer of these. LEDs, it does matter on positive and negative. Your positives, we have covered in a few other videos, your positives are usually going to be your longer lead, or longer leg. Oh, put that one in one, proof. Not in the right spot. So your positives are usually going to be your longer lead. So far in all the projects I have discovered, the positive has always been the longer lead. place too. I'm not even eyeballing these right. Ow. Stinky butt. There we go. I'm going to start, because there's still quite a few blues left once I've put all these blues into place. I'm going to find out another location to put the blues at once I start going around. Because there's, like I said, there's no directions on where the blues go. Let's see how far any of them are dropped down. A little bit, not much. Alright, let's get to soldering. We got all the first thing of LEDs, the blue ones, got those in, and then we'll get on those red ones next. So the next thing I've got to purchase is going to be a fume extractor. I'm probably just going to make one with a fan, just to get the fumes out of my area. Alright, let's get them legs snipped. Alrighty, and they're going to be just right in down with the other stuff, the other LEDs that are down here right now. Not too concerned about them at this moment. So if you are watching this video, make sure to give me a little subscribe down there. Maybe go like it, subscribe. Do a few other different kind of videos. I got some ham radio stuff I'd like to share as well. Contacting satellites and such. Sending out APRS packets, which is kind of fun. I won't say it's kind of fun. It's pretty cool. Just sending out a little, kind of like a fax machine blurb is what's going out, as a small fax machine blurb. And then when that goes out, other radios can receive that information, decode it, and now you have communication. And it's just a small little packet of info, too. Alright, so we're going to go around here. I'm going to add it at 10. Or at the 6. We're going to start the reds at the 6. And go around. All the way around there. We'll start the reds there. That way, reds are a little just different in the color, you know? Jeez, man. I don't want this all to be lame. I don't want to be no square. That's why I'm a little bit overweight. I'm not square, I am round. It's a joke. We have a wedding to go to on Friday. Some friends of ours are getting married. My son Internet and my daughter Internet. Chris Tilton and Melissa, I forget her last name, McGillicuddy. I don't know, I think that's a joke last name. I don't know what it is. But Chris and Mel are getting married. Pretty excited about that. They're really cool people. Really nice people. I've known them both for quite some years. And Mel is by far probably the shortest human being I've ever met. I don't know if she's Oompa Loompa height. I don't know, like, if that's a height level. I believe if she went to an amusement park, there's not going to be very many rides she can ride on. She's pretty short. But she's like one of the most down-to-earth and coolest people. And I'm very, very happy to have her and Chris in my life. Very, very happy to have those two in my life. Not just in my life, in my family's life. I'm really starting to appreciate those little things. Over the past few years, I've had a few friends of mine that I served with have died. A few of them have committed suicide. Suicide's a very, very rampant thing in the military community. Sadly, right now, 20, they figure, it's about an estimate, you know, it's the number that they've kind of come upon. It's about 22 veterans every day commit suicide. It's a different world. Alrighty, so we still got quite a few of these red ones going. I'm hoping that they gave me enough reds to fill it in all the way. I don't mind having some red or some blues, like filling in at the top around the 12 o'clock hour, or the 12 o'clock mark, which is fine with me. I think that'll be kind of cool. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, at least. Ooh, lots of LEDs. So many LEDs. And the board is marked on which end of the LED goes where. Remember, like I said before, the longer leg is your positive. That is normally how it is on all the electronics I've dealt with and I've played with. They're marked, it'll be marked somehow otherwise, you know. Adding a lot of LEDs here in a minute. And then we will get all of these will end up being flush to the board when I'm done. All of them will be, because I just like things to look a little nice, and a little bit of OCD about it. I just don't want it to look beautiful. I want it to look its best. Man, there's going to be a lot of blues. I don't think they're going to be using very many of them though. There's still quite a few reds in there. It just takes a while. I'm probably going to edit this dang video down, because you're going to be watching a few minutes of me bending LEDs in place and soldering them into place. And there's 12 spaces to go. Don't know if I have 12 red LEDs. It does look like I do. Oh yeah, I got 12 LEDs. I do not believe there is anywhere else for any LEDs to go on this. They sent a lot of blue. I know, my goodness, they sent a lot of blue. Yeah, they sent quite a few blues, so I'll have some blue LEDs to throw in my little parts kit to get me a little fishing box there for all these parts. Arts and crafts, like a little bead container or something. Even, something to keep these all separated from. I'm going to be cleaning up my work area. It is quite the mess down here. Wow, there's almost enough. There's enough for the reds to go all the way around. And there is a lot of blue left over. Yeah, so next time I do one of these videos of this part, I'm just gonna cut it out. I'm gonna be cutting that out. You guys having to watch me set all of them out, man. That would have been boring. Okay. Alright, let's start soldering all these ones in now, huh? Well, that's right, I had him in place here. I'm going to set it so it's nice and solidly flat. We're going to use all 4 clips. There we go, let's use all 4. First time, all 4 clips. Look at it. Alright, so yeah. Anyways, I'm not using all 4 darn on clips. I don't need all 4. These 2 right here are fine. You know what? I'm going to use that 0.1 millimeter stuff here. It's quite thicker. That should help solder these up just a little bit easier. Just a dab of it, man. So, a little bit about my electrical knowledge. It is very, very limited. I first soldered in probably in Cub Scouts or something, you know, where a lot of boys first learn soldering, I guess. My grandfather, a little bit of, no, he never really did. I mean, like pipe soldering and that. Girl I dated in high school, her father, my friend Mary, her father owned a CB repair shop in Saginaw, Michigan, called Hot Rods Radios. And he did CBs and that, and that's where I learned how to solder a little bit, you know. Really, really nice guy. He taught me how to solder on that. So yeah, Rodney was pretty proficient when it came to all this kind of stuff. Really, really cool guy too. He passed away a few years ago now. I think it was 2 years ago. Alright, man, there's so many of these to do. Oh, good Lord. So yeah, they ended up 7 extra frickin' blues. And then in the end there was only 3 extra reds left over. Make sure you watch where you put your finger too. And your soldering iron. I have touched soldering iron, or touched mine when I was younger. Ooh boy. That hurts for a few seconds. Almost done. I'm going to come around now this way here. Back around from the front. Last LED to solder in. There we go. Now let's see how many of them have to be pushed up a little bit more. This blue one here. Maybe not. Alright, so there's that. Let's see what we have here. And there we go. Yep. There's a few I can push up here. We're not even worry about them. Get these legs snipped. Ooh, all the way around, huh? Supper's done, I hear. Supper's done? Oh.
I got a question.
Huh?
Because I just got a really stupid idea.
What?
I want to move furniture. Yet, I know you're busy and I don't think Mom would want to actually do it. So, question. When would we be able to? I know
furniture
I need to,
where? In your room?
Yes. I know I need to
Again?
clean up areas. So, like, giving that time for me to do that.
Just clean it up and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. It is quite clean. I just need to clean more areas.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to know what I plan on moving? My bed is one of them.
Yeah.
And easy thing, we could just take off the...
Alright, I'm just now finishing up the last few legs. Just got a few right here to finish up, and then we'll be all done. One, two, and one. Boom, hold on. There we go. There's all of our legs snapped off. All of our LEDs are now in place. I'd like to move this blue one up a little bit if I can get it to just a little bit. Okay, let me look around. Spin it. Red ones are good. Alright, everything's pretty darn gone good on there, I'd have to say. I'm going to move this. We're going to leave it right where it is. Let's put the board back in. Alright, so there's our clock on the outside. Now let's get our chips in place here. I'm going to move that one back out. Just use these bottom ones now. Let's get our chips in place. Because we have some chips. We have the battery supply. We have a solar sensor that goes in here. Still got that transistor to put in. I've got some switches to put on there too. Ooh-wee. Very, 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 very small little package here. Packaged it all up so none of these little parts would get damaged. Alright, got crystal. I got some buttons there. We got thermosistor. I think that's what it's called. I'm not gonna look it up. Hopefully that was nothing in here that fell out. Yeah, that's all sticky, man. I'm gonna leave my chips over there. I don't need those right now. Alright, and then the digit displays, I don't need those right now either. Chips though. These two IC chips. We're going over here, man. The two ICs, they'll go over there. Alright, we're gonna put their ports in. Alright, so let's get the first port in. First port is in nicely. Second port go in too. Let me make sure we have all the pins coming out. Okay. All the pins are coming out. Get a light, and then get to soldering. There's only a few little spots on this one to solder. There's not a lot right there. Just a few little parts for them IC chips, man. ICs. I don't need to say chip when I say IC because integrated chip. Oh, it's integrated circuit chips. I've got to go down the line like I usually do when I do these. It's more comfortable for me to go down the line. Whew, lots and lots and lots of soldering. There we go. Now they're right. Alright, now our IC ports are in. Let's put our transistor into place here. It'll fill into place. I do have another clock that I made, well, that I ordered, so I have not made it yet. It is surface mount soldering, and I've never done surface mount soldering, so I do not think I am ready for surface mount soldering, so I am not doing surface mount soldering yet. Alright, which part goes into RT1, RL1, thermals, or the light sensor there. Nice. Okay. Alright. Battery clip, that's going to go on the back here. Now I'm just kind of all over on where I'm going to be putting what. And I'm going to be soldering what. Alright. Little speaker, I'm going to put the speaker on last. A little crystal here. I'm going to put that little crystal into place. The little crystals, let me see, what do they call this one here? No, it's a 32.768 kilohertz crystal. And what directions say it is. So I guess that's be what it is. Alright, let's solder that photoresistor in. Oh, well no, we got the photoresistor and the thermistor. Let me find that thermistor. Where did he go? There he is. Thermistor here. So let's set him up. Alright, so we're going to get those two soldered in first. So we have our solar sensor and our thermistor. So a photoresistor, a thermistor. And you know what? I do not believe this thing came with a power cable. I'm almost certain it did not come with a power cable. Oh, goofy. No, I was wrong. There is a power cable, so we'll be able to actually test this fella out. What is it? 5 volts? So I got a power supply also, which is pretty nice. Dial that fella down to 5 volts. And we'll get it plugged in down there too. That's got a USB port and everything on it. It's pretty slick. I'm kind of pretty happy with it. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was like $50 or $60. Touch those up, make sure they weren't in a bad place to fall out or something. Alright, now we'll flip it over and we'll get our last two smaller things. A few little small things here. We got that crystal. We got to solder the crystal in. The crystal's over here. And then we got the transistor to solder in as well. Transistor first. Okay. Oh, I haven't soldered it, and I have to solder the battery in still here. Get that back down a little bit. Totally forgot about that, man. Someone should have reminded me. Anyways, let's get this bad boy soldered in. Hold it in place here. Let's get that big boy soldered in here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got our thermal resistor in there. We got all of that stuff in there now. Now we have our switches to put in, and then our chips. And then we should be all done. And we're done. I mean, the chips. Throw those in. Throw our little speaker in. And once it says positive. Alright, I'm going to set this right here for a second. I know it's not a good view for anyone else except for me. However, I do need to use a little bit of thicker solder on that. Alright, so it's for the speaker, just so I can get the speaker soldered into place. Alright, so there's that. Then we will put in more little buttons here.
Father.
Supper done?
Yes.
Alright, thank you.
I don't like human interaction, but I'm gonna hug you.
I love you, Lulu.
I just don't like humans.
Well, what are you?
A human, yet I don't like humans. I don't like other humans. Including family. I don't like family either.
Thank you.
Okay. I love family. I just don't like interaction.
I'm.
Which is bad because I'm a social butterfly and I like talking to people. Yeah, I don't like talking to people. I'm confused.
You are confusion. You are confusion
Okay, but
wrapped
then
up in a ball of
one or two biscuits. I can bring it down for you.
I will get it when I'm done. Thank you. Love you too, Lulus.
Hopefully I don't trip upstairs.
Alright, there is nothing else except for our screen to put on. That's it, the screen and things there. I'm going to put the battery in, not right now, I'm going to put the battery in later. And I've got to find our LEDs, or our freaking diode screen. Here's our little screen to put in. Should be the dots on the bottom. So we'll put them dots on the bottom. Once I get my little snips in the mail, that's when I'll be able to get them out. I might be able to get them out with the clippers that I'm using right now. Alright, so I just got to solder these few pins in right there, and we'll be done. But again, I mean, kind of bear with me on the quality of these videos right now. I'm just starting out with doing some content on YouTube. You know, I don't really do much stuff like that. Okay. Oh yeah, I can get it right down in there. Let's go. Boop! Get almost all of them at once. Heck yeah. There we go. And turn down. I can get it down in there with these little snips. Right here. Heck yeah. Alright, so there is that. That is all done. Alright, let us see what the finished result is. We're going to throw the battery out. I'm going to throw the chips in. I got to throw these integrated chips in first. We got a 8-prong, more than likely it's going to be a delay or a timer. Alright. And remember too, on your chips, for the chip ports, there will be a little indent. That's where the chip port goes, the way it faces. And then on the chip, there's also a small little indent up here, or a dot. It'll be an indent or a dot to where it needs to go. So next year, my wife and I will be redoing that hike that we went on this year. Probably gonna have my cousin come with us, cousin Danielle. She's been really bugging me to go on a hike with her. I'd like to take her up on the offer. She's one of my favorite cousins. She's one of my favorite people. I'm gonna say I have favorite cousins. There's people, regardless of family, Even if you're not related, you will be in my, you could be on my list of favorite people. And there's not many. And especially when it comes to family members, there's really not that many that are in my list of favorite people. Put it this way, there are friends I have that I trust more than I trust probably 95% of my family. And that's not a negative thing. That's just how it is in life, you know. Alright, so they even gave me a 2032 battery to pop in this fella. And then that's to help set the memory. Guess, and we'll plug it in and we'll find out what happens. And it works. It does work. Alright, let's see how we set this thing, huh? We'll get it set here. Let's see how we set it. No directions on how to set it. So we'll go into mode. Alright, oh, that's good. What is... See, I don't even know what half of these directions are for. I wish I knew what the directions were for and like how to do this stuff on this thing. But I mean, it's freaking sweet. I ain't gonna lie, this thing's pretty darn cool. I'm pretty doped about it. I mean, it works. You know, it's working pretty nicely. Just doesn't tell me what time it is. Once I get it figured out, I'll post another video showing how, you know, showing it's all working and everything. Show a little picture or something. But till then, thank you for watching. Peace.